No, I didn't.
You were John Cena for much longer than that.
I was John Cena for 2 days.
No, that was at least.
No, I got it on Awu.
I saw nothing.
Exactly. I got it on Awu. I wore it that whole day. That desk is just, it's still up.
That's the thing we're talking about. I'll hold it forever.
Yeah.
I'll hold it until you look at me. You look at me!
And then the next day was Off Topic 200 after I opened the John Cena thing. And I was there in the morning. People were off recording like a Let's Roll or a stream or something that I wasn't in. And I was like, oh, I kind of wish I'd brought the John Cena stuff with me. It's at my house though. Lindsay's like, you should go get it. And I was like, all right. I drove home and got it and came back like dressed as John Cena. And then yeah, it was right. It was stinky though. It had that new shirt smell.
Had that like
it yet?
factory stink.
Yeah, the factory stink right out of the plastic.
Have you looked at the storage area since we did the unboxing stream yesterday?
No, I
I'm
haven't.
curious how much of a dent we made in it. I don't think we made much of one. Like that was kind of a lower key unboxing.
It was low, but
stream.
I think it's getting. I think we've been filling it out.
What do you mean filling it out?
Well, I was just emptying it out.
Oh,
Going
yeah.
through it. I think we've been going through it.
I think we have enough for like another stream or two.
I think that's why he kept it to that level. We didn't want to.
We might try to do we tried this in the past and that kind of got away from us, but I think we'd like to try to go back to like quarterly.
Yeah,
just doing it periodically.
But
so that way we don't if you send us stuff, we don't want it to sit around for a year, but like we also can only do so much in an
We can do one
hour.
around, we can do one around Christmas, like Christmas unboxing stream, like presents.
Yeah.
You can dress as a reindeer.
That's true.
I was gonna say Santa and I downgraded you because I was looking at Jack.
That's better than Elf, I guess. I mean,
Which one would I be?
Oh, whatever you want.
Blitzen,
Yeah,
because he's
I
always
was gonna say-
Blitzen.
Gavin would
I don't
be Rudolph,
remember all their
for
names
sure.
actually.
There's Sleepy,
Donner
Doc.
and Blitzen
How about
and
Connor?
Donner and
Connor, he
Blitzen.
just sounds like the drunk Irish one.
Connor?
No.
Connor and
it's like,
Donner
they're
and
like, like, we need to get out of here, but we need
Donner.
Connor
Are you talking about,
first.
you talking about
That's
Donner?
Shane.
Donner? Is it? No, wait. What are other names?
Well, Connor's not a real one. I thought you were making one
I
up.
was making
Cupid,
my
Donner, and Blitzen.
No,
Donner and Blitzen.
Connor's definitely not.
Comet, Cupid.
There's Spitzen.
Comet is who I was thinking of.
Okay,
Yeah.
Connor.
Comet was the one.
Slips in.
Because I was thinking,
yeah.
I thought Connor and
Slim Jim
Cupid.
one.
Yeah.
Because I
He's
thought
decked out.
Connor,
He's got,
I
like-
knew it started with a C.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember. So wait, because I've never known the name of the reindeers.
How many? There's 7?
8.
Donner?
No, there's an odd
Blitzen,
number.
you said.
But there's
right?
9.
2 and 2.
No, Rudolph
Was
is
it?
Rudolph's
actually
in the front.
Donner,
Rudolph
you
is just
said
yanking
Blitzen,
ahead his
Blitzen.
partner.
Comet,
Cupid.
That's a stupid conversation.
That's all Rudolph.
Happy October, everybody watching.
Dasher,
7. Dasher, Dancer.
Prancer.
Donner.
Is it Prancer one?
Prancer's one. They made a movie about
Here, can
Prancer.
we sing?
They made a movie about all of them.
That's 7.
Vixen.
Vixen.
That's it,
Vixen?
Vixen.
Comet, Cupid,
I wanna
Donner,
be
Blitzen.
Vixen.
Prancer, Dancer, Comet,
That sounds like
Vixen,
a sin.
I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but do you
it is.
recall
You
the
vixen.
most
That's the
famous
sinful
reindeer of all?
reindeer.
That's Rudolph.
Yeah.
So Rudolph is the 9th.
Yeah. Yeah, he's in the front.
Have you seen Santa? You get fucking 9 reindeer pull his ass. He
I-
has the
like-
presents.
Rudolph
But-
was
but,
like the
uh,
extra Power Ranger they added later in the game after
Yeah.
everybody got bored of the
But
original 8.
Bob
Rita makes
Newhart
him
made him a
grow.
rocket to put on the bottom of this thing. Did you watch the
Yeah.
Between Two Ferns movie?
I'm talking about Elf.
Oh, I remember that yesterday when I was
I watched the opening of it.
It's
I
And
fucking
I was just
funny.
like, what is happening?
It's really
with Matthew
funny.
McConaughey.
I might watch
and
that this
what
weekend.
the setup for the movie is.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're just like, we can't get out. I was just like, this is fucking insane.
Yeah.
I was watching it in bed and I was so fucking tired I was falling asleep. I watched the setup and then I was like, I'll come back to that later.
It's about an hour. It's a short movie. It's like an hour and 20 minutes, but it's fucking
Ridiculous.
funny.
Yeah.
And like the amount of star power they got, I think it's a Netflix movie, and it's like Brie Larson. It's got
Well, the show had crazy star
Matt,
power.
Matt got a John Hamm.
Had Obama on it.
Not Cal Penn. John Cho. John Cho was in there.
He's the other one from White Castle.
Peter Dinklage. I mean, Will Ferrell, obviously. I mean, there's so many big
I like the
names in it.
setup as far as like, because you know the show Between Two Ferns was like, he's just some shitty, it's a shitty like cable access, like
Yeah.
public access, show, and he gets guests come on. But the setup for the movie of how he has all these celebrities is Will Ferrell's playing himself in the film.
Yeah, he's
as
playing the
Will
owner of
Ferrell,
Funny
the
or
owner of
Die.
Funny or Die. He's basically like right at the beginning of the show. He goes, "Well, I bought this crappy show on public access, and then I forced all my rich friends to do the show." And so that's literally it. And it's like all these people who do not want to be talking to not famous.
Chrissy Teigen and John Legend are in it, and they're fucking funny, man. John Legend. I've never seen him. I mean, he was in
Legends in his name. Jack.
he was in what was it? L.A. La La Land.
La La Land.
But yeah, I didn't see him really do any acting outside
La
of that.
La
And
Land.
it's like, he's fucking funny in this.
Dragon
They're
Tales.
come on, get together,
Take
grab
my
my hand.
I didn't know for like most of season 1 that Will Ferrell's actually an executive producer, unless it's a different Will Ferrell, an executive producer on Succession. Do you know that?
Right?
Yeah.
No, I
sense.
feel like I probably saw the name and just forgot.
I always watch the intro to that show, by the way.
The intro's
because
amazing.
It bumps.
It's fucking good as shit, especially like right at the end that cut when
Yeah.
he's like younger, like 40
Yeah.
or whatever, and he's looking at his family, and it's cut, and he's like old Brian
Yeah.
Cox, and he's like, I'm a bastard.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great intro.
I love the piano that mixes with the.
That's like a really
it's
good intro. Like it's quality like bumps.
Yeah.
I also
Quality
love
bumps.
I also love Titans. I just started watching season 2 finally because it's weekly, so it built up. Fuck Batman. I almost tweeted it last night. I was fighting the urge because I watched it. But like that intro also bumps, but it's like this is why I made fun of the show before I started watching it, because again, the trailer, the focus is like fuck Batman. It's like that's the show, fuck Batman. But like the intro is so aggressive. Where like it's like 10 seconds. All it is like it's sweeped. It's like zooming in and you see like kind of like outlines of people.
Yeah.
And then like it pans out and it just says Titans and it's like they're kind of like silhouetted in
Is
the
it
letters.
similar
like,
to the
doing shit.
DC like comics intro where you see all the or the
Well,
Marvel
they do
one where
that.
it's flipping?
They do that at the very beginning of the
Yeah.
show. DC is not. There's no flipping, but it's like they'll kind of showcase
Right.
each person. But then when it gets into Titans itself, like the show intro, it just literally are the words Titans, and they're kind of like in each letter.
Okay.
But the soundtrack is literally like, and like that's it.
I'm sorry, nothing but bleeps came out of your
And I'm
mouth.
just like, it's so aggressive where it's like, just fucking serious. Like,
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Like, it's every time I'm like,
That fucking dude, Stranger Things is one of my favorite intros. Like nothing to it. It's just text,
Yeah,
but
it's
that
just
music
text,
is
yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
That and fucking Daredevil. Daredevil had a great.
Daredevil
Yeah.
was awesome.
Yeah.
I'll be fair, I skipped that one.
Yeah.
I got a little
yeah,
old.
we'll have to
It was
do
long.
that.
It was
Yeah.
long.
You know what I'm skipping right now? The Great British Bake Off. Just skip it. Right
What?
there.
Just
Yeah.
the whole
thing?
show? Or the
No,
intro?
just the intro.
Oh,
Because there's a button you can
Trevor
skip
almost
intro.
came at
The
you.
show's
You watching
fucking
the
great.
new season?
Oh yeah.
I've
oh, yeah.
seen every single one. I haven't started the newest one. That's actually airing.
Well, it
weekly.
came out today.
baking
yeah,
show?
I mean,
The baking
every
show.
every new
every
episode.
Friday.
Yeah, it's
Every Friday.
weekly.
Yeah, they're airing it in
Stop.
conjunction with.
It's not called Bake Off anymore, right?
It's baking
No,
show.
it's
no,
a
it's
baking show or
Great,
something, right?
Great British Bake Off.
It's baking show now.
Well, the thing is, it's in America is a great because there's two different names.
The UK has British Bake Off, no?
Right.
Or is it baking show? Because it's like nicer.
I think it's Bake Off.
Bake Off.
in England.
In England, it's
All
Bake
right.
Off. Okay.
Let's see here.
And you're saying in the US
Okay,
it's
great.
Baking
It's
Show.
Great British Baking Show according to Netflix on my phone.
See, that's obviously
That
America
was a good
because in
one,
England
Trevor.
they don't call it a British
Yeah.
baking show because they're
true.
in fucking
Yeah.
England.
Well, also you can't say Bake Off because that's too aggressive.
I'm baking off
That's
over
not
here.
what- that's not what it is.
Here's the thing, and that is why I actually like the show. I fucking hate baking shows because 99% of them, it's like, here's the challenge. We did this, but now you have to bake it with no oven. I just hate that shit.
The secret ingredient is roaches.
Right, it's like we pulled in these top chefs that are amazing at what they do, but then we cut their hands off. Now bake. Great British Baking Show is just like, it's like, hello, lovelies. We're gonna make some cake.
No,
I love it.
There's two
I
things.
love that
so
show.
anti-
Somebody
drama.
fucks up.
There's
Someone's like,
two
I
things.
spilled all my sugar, and someone's like, have my sugar.
Yeah.
No, have my sugar.
There's two things about that show I fucking love. A, they don't give a fuck about their personal stories. It's like, oh, here he is with his partner at home. All right, back to the show. It's like none of that bullshit. I'm gonna spend 15 minutes explaining your life.
Here's
and why
what the
this person
show
went-
is, though. I'll tell you what they do care about. It's just people on the floor
Yeah.
looking in.
Oh, there it cut to you.
sorry,
Yeah,
cut to you.
it's gone.
This is it.
I was waiting for you to pop up.
There it is.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's gonna finish.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It hasn't proved.
That's it. Yeah,
But,
nailed it.
but also, so
technical
that,
challenge.
but also, like you were saying before,
seems
when
moist.
people are like they're in trouble, the other people help them. Like they all come
they
to
hug you,
Yeah,
like,
and it's like it's such a positive show. And then literally at the end, it's like you want a plate. It's like that's it.
they don't win
There's
shit.
no like I want $1 million. It's like
They
nope.
don't win
There you go. It's like
Yeah,
a baking.
both.
You don't
deal
win
or
anything,
something?
but a lot of people come for you for like book deals and
yeah.
other things like that.
But
So,
I mean, you don't have to win to get that shit.
Sure,
I mean,
but, like, but-
Clay Aiken came in second in fucking American Idol. So
That's true.
Yeah,
who won over him?
Ruben Studdard.
Who?
Velvet
Ruben.
Teddy Bear, man.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, true.
Made the
But I
sandwich.
would argue
Yeah.
Clay Aiken was a way bigger name now.
I like
There's a
that
politician.
they all help each other, but I still would like to see a version where they all help each other, but they have cut their hands off, just because I want to see
I would like
how they do that.
if they all helped each other, but there was one in there.
Like a mole.
Like a mole.
Every time he like sneaks up.
But they don't tell him he's the mole or she's the mole. They just let them know that
Yeah.
there's a $100,000 cash prize at the
Yeah.
end.
What I want to see
It's just
think
it's
that
just
that's-
William Hung.
I want to
And
see.
they hand them like terrible tasting powders and shit. It's like, here you go.
What would you like
go
to
ahead.
see, Trevor?
I want to see baking mixed with boxing. Like just like a competitive, like you run around and you're punching each other, but you also have to make your cake. But you need to defend your cake when people come at you.
Defend your
so like
cake.
you go at people and you start boxing them, so that way they can't finish theirs. But you still got to get back in time to stick it in the oven and then punch people before
They
they can get
have
theirs.
chess boxing. Have you seen that?
Chess boxing?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yes.
literally it's like every other round is like it's like they play chess and then okay 2 minutes up they move the chessboard and then they box for 2
Yeah.
minutes. Then they bring the
But you
chessboard
gotta make
back
some
out.
fucked up moves
Well,
after you get slapped in the head a couple times.
Can you imagine like
me.
you
Throws
know
the
the ladder
piece off.
matches, for example? If it was with wrestling, if there was an oven in the middle and whoever could make successfully the cake,
It's just a
while they're
KitchenAid
all-
at the top.
Yeah, they're all wrestling and they're trying to put the cake in. It's all everywhere.
But
I'm imagining the oven hanging in the middle of the cage.
Well, yeah,
You gotta pull it down in the base.
that sat on the floor.
anyway, Paul
Also,
Hollywood is a fucking.
Speaking of William Hung, isn't he a detective now?
Is he?
Yeah,
William Hum?
I think he works in like
sounds
some
like a
police
TV
department
show.
somewhere. And he's like a,
I wanna
he's like a
see
private eye type
The
guy.
Joe Schmo Show.
Oh,
season
yeah.
3.
Oh, Joe Schmo!
Absolutely.
Dude.
Rickety Cricket.
Was he on that?
He was one of the.
It was
one
him.
of the
There was
plants.
one of
Oh,
the
what?
actresses.
Oh, he was?
There was an
I
actress
watched
on there that
that.
ended
I
up being
barely
big
remember.
too.
He was the first guy. So the Joe Schmo Show, if you're not unfamiliar, I think it was on Spike TV. It was on
Spike.
Network for Men. And it was like he got this one guy, and he thought he was on like a reality show with other contestants, but every
his name
single
was
other
Joe.
contestant, was an actor. So the whole fucking show was revolved around this one guy who didn't know the whole thing was a bit. So they every week they'd like vote people off and they'd invent drama and like everything was fake and except for his reaction.
Yeah.
Like, I can't fucking believe
He
what's
was the
happening."
only one who wasn't in on
And
it.
like at the very end of the show, it was like during the last episode, there was like they're like we have an announcement. And they got like I can't remember who the host was, but he was like a famous host for shows like that and shit. So he bought it, and they're like there was like this drama right at the end, and they're like somebody here is a fake, and they're like what? And they're like someone here is an actor.
Kristen Wiig was on that show too.
See that? I didn't remember that.
Yeah.
And they're like, someone here is an actor. It's so and so, and it was the guy who plays Rickety Cricket. And he's like, yeah, I'm an actor from LA, and blah blah. Blah. And Joe's like, and he's like blown away. And he's like, yeah, and he's like, but I have something to say. Like, I'm not the only actor. It's like any of the actors like stand up, and like everyone there is standing up, and this guy's like, what the fuck is happening?
Does he stand up?
What's happening? And he was like such a lovable doof. The
Yeah.
guy, you know, was like, man, I don't want to get eliminated this week.
One of the
That's like a
challenges
much
was he
smaller
had to get
Truman Show.
engaged
Yeah,
to
that's
some
literally what it was.
woman.
Yeah.
Like he had to convince his family that he was going to get engaged to this woman and convince them to allow it to happen for him to win the money.
I
or
will say,
whatever.
at least thank God at
Right?
the end of the show, they're just like, but here's money.
Right.
Yeah.
There wasn't
But like
a
all the
total
hoops and
play. They
hurdles
just
he had
gave
to
him
go
money.
through because he thought it was
funny,
real was
dude.
like, oh, it was so good.
And I'll leave you with this.
Oh.
In 2011, William Hung became a technical crime analyst for the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department.
What is technical?
I don't. Technically, he's an officer.
He's an analyst.
Cut that. Cut that.
Why?
Can't sing.
Fuck Batman.